One of the flaws about talking about what's going on in the NBA daily like I do, it's always a couple hours after I upload one of my videos that a huge story comes out. Yesterday I uploaded my video, a couple hours later, one of the biggest stories of the summer gets leaked. Good news is though that it automatically guarantees that I have something interesting to talk about the next day. Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Zach Lee, and thank you for coming back for more daily NBA news and discussions. Kyrie Irving requested a trade, but that's nothing most of you guys didn't know already. Kyrie wants out of Cleveland. Make that Kyrie vid. Can we talk about how Kyrie requested a trade? Nothing about Kyrie? Why didn't you cover the Kyrie trade request story? That was basically the entire comment section yesterday. But we're gonna talk about it now, and I have had plenty of time to process and think about this. At first when I heard it, I'm sure like most of you did, let's be honest here, we were all imagining ways in which our favorite team could pull off a trade for Kyrie Irving. I know I was. Going to the trade simulator on ESPN, trying to crunch the numbers, tweeting out ideas, just fantasizing seeing Kyrie Irving wearing your favorite team's jersey next year. Unless of course you are a Cavs fan, then you were having a very different day. However, not too long after that, another report came out that told us the teams that Kyrie Irving wants to be traded to. The Knicks, the Wolves, the Spurs, and the Heat. For the most part, putting an abrupt end to most of our dreams of seeing Kyrie Irving play for our favorite teams, which isn't 100% true by the way, but we'll touch on that in a second. First, there is a bit of backstory or story leading up to this story coming out that Kyrie Irving requested a trade. How many of you guys remember back towards the end of June when the whole trade scenario about Jimmy Butler to Cleveland first broke? I'm sure all of you remember that, but it was after that story broke that kind of led to this moment. There were some articles popping out around that time. Some articles saying that Kyrie Irving wants to play with Jimmy Butler. Some articles said that Kyrie Irving wanted to go to Chicago to play with Jimmy Butler. Now when those articles came out, I didn't think too much of them. I thought it was just the media trying to stir up some controversy, make a story out of something. And in the end, it wasn't too harmless since every player has other players in the NBA that they do want to play with. But I mean, Kyrie did list Minnesota as one of the teams he wants to play for. Jimmy Butler just got traded to Minnesota, so it looks like that story was true. But like I said, that's no big deal. However, one article that I found extremely interesting, especially now looking back on it, was one that said that a Cavaliers player was warning Jimmy Butler to stay far away from Cleveland because they weren't in a very good spot at the moment. There was chaos surrounding the organization. Is it just me or are you guys starting to connect the dots here too? This is what actually happened. Kyrie Irving called up Jimmy Butler, said, hey, don't come here. I'm about to dip this place anyway, so just stay where you're at, or wherever you get traded to, I'll meet you there. So that's how that really went down. And then on top of that, a few days ago, when asked about how the summer of the Cleveland Cavaliers was going so far, all Kyrie Irving could say is that the Cavs are in a peculiar place. A peculiar place, he said. All the dots were right there. Kyrie Irving was leaving a trail of breadcrumbs, not even breadcrumbs. Kyrie Irving was leaving a trail full of whole freaking loaves of bread for us to follow that led us to what happened yesterday when he requested a trade. Kyrie Irving requested a trade was one of the most surprising things that shouldn't have been a surprise at all. And I can't even begin to describe how much this sucks for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They really messed up this time. And yes, I am putting part of the blame on them. This whole situation could have been avoided. Back before the NBA draft, the Cavs had the best possible chance to get a huge return for Kyrie Irving. They had a trade lined up, ready to go down. All they needed to do was sign their name on the dotted line and it was official. It was a three-way trade between the Suns, the Pacers, and the Cavs, in which the Cavs will give up Kyrie Irving, but get back Eric Bledsoe and Paul George. But David Griffin didn't go through with it because he couldn't get commitment from LeBron James that he would stay after next year. You messed up, David Griffin. You messed up big time by backing out of that trade. Y'all could have had Bledsoe, Paul George, LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson, but still. And now y'all probably won't even be able to find a package close to that in return for Kyrie Irving. And the whole reason Kyrie Irving said he wanted to be traded in the first place is because he wants a bigger role. He wants to be the guy, the main go-to guy on offense on another team, the number one option. But come on now, who do you think you're fooling with that excuse? He listed the Spurs and the Wolves as teams he wanted to go to. The Spurs, obviously have Kawhi Leonard. Kyrie Irving isn't about to go to San Antonio and take the reins of the team away from Kawhi Leonard. The Wolves have Karl Anthony Towns, Andrew Wiggins, and Jimmy Butler now. Kyrie Irving isn't about to go there and demand the ball all the time either. It's not like he played a small role on the Cleveland Cavaliers. What Kyrie Irving really meant to say was this: I don't want to be here anymore. LeBron's leaving after this year. I ain't about to be stuck on a team with Iman Shumpert, Tristan Thompson, and Kyle Korver. Y'all ain't gonna catch me dead on that team, so trade me. I mean, which is fine. Kyrie Irving has every right to request a trade if he isn't happy with the situation he's in. If he wants to be somewhere else, you can't hold that against him, and it's kind of better that they let him know instead of just waiting later where they could probably get less in return, or just him walking away in free agency in 2 years. I just feel really bad for any actual Cavs fans out there. Not LeBron James fans, because they probably couldn't care less. But to any actual Cleveland Cavaliers fans, you know, the guys that were there before LeBron or before LeBron came back, I can understand you guys feeling some type of way. And I would say it's gonna be all right and all this other stuff, but come on, I don't want to give you guys any false hope here. So all I can say to you guys is stay strong. So now that we got that out the way, Kyrie Irving is gonna get traded to where, I don't know. It may not even be a team that he wants to get traded to. It might not be the Knicks, the Heat, the Spurs, or the Wolves. Why? Because Kyrie Irving doesn't have a no trade clause. Where he gets traded is not up to him. The Cavs are just gonna take the best offer that comes along, whether that's from the Nets or the Spurs. Which leads us to something that not too many people have talked about in this situation. The Cleveland Cavaliers, what do? They have a couple of options. They can either trade Kyrie Irving for the best possible talent they can get to still try and compete with Golden State next year, or they can trade him for the best rebuilding package they get and look to the future. Now, if LeBron wasn't a free agent after next year and had said that he was willing to commit again, I'd say just go after the best package you can get talent-wise to try and stay competitive for LeBron. But LeBron wasn't willing to give that, so now if I'm the Cavs GM, you know what I'm doing? I'm picking up the phone and I'm calling LeBron James, asking if there's anywhere else he wants to play. I know that sounds crazy. I know you would never even think about trading LeBron James. He's the best player in the NBA still. You don't trade away the best player in the NBA. If I can't get commitment from LeBron James that he's willing to stay after next year, then you have to start looking at all the options, and one of those options is trading LeBron James. He does have a no trade clause though, so like I said, they'd have to ask him if there's anywhere else he would want to play next year, basically asking which teams would he waive his no trade clause for. And there's no reason to believe that LeBron James wouldn't consider it for a few teams. If LeBron James wants to compete next year and try and win a championship like he tries to do every year, then he very well could consider waiving his no trade clause, because it's looking right now like the Cavs won't be the team that can give LeBron the best chance of winning a ring next year. If they traded Kyrie for Bledsoe and George, then this wouldn't even be a discussion. They'd be in a great spot next year. But that ship has sailed. So unless the Cavs can find a trade that will for sure put them in a position where they are confident they can beat Golden State, with I don't know what kind of trade that would have to be, I am trading Irving most likely for a rebuilding package, the best rebuilding package I could possibly get, and going from there. But I don't know, man. This is overall just a terrible, terrible situation for Cleveland all around. Like I said, if I was the Cavs GM, I am keeping all of my options open, even if that means having to part ways with LeBron, no matter how crazy that sounds. You don't want to risk your entire future on 1 year trying to compete with the best team the NBA has ever seen in Golden State. But I'm just hoping Kyrie Irving stays in the Eastern Conference, because we really can't afford to lose any more talent over here. But that's going to lead us to the question of the day. How do you guys feel about this whole situation? Where do you think Kyrie will end up? Do you think the Cavs should still try and compete or start rebuilding? Also, do you think they should consider trading LeBron James if they do start rebuilding? Let me know down in the comment section below. But now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. After a picture of Giannis Antetokounmpo came out that showed how big he has gotten this summer, I asked you guys what you expect from him and the Bucks next year, and here's what you said. Giannis will average 26.7 points per game, 6 to 7 assists per game, 10 rebounds, almost 2 steals, 2.2 blocks per game, the Greek Freak for 2019 MVP, not 2018. I think LeBron is going to get it this year. Why? He is bald now, so it's time for LeBron James to take over the NBA. Giannis is going to have a breakout season. I'm really excited to see him next year. I think he will average 25 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists. I also think Giannis will lead the Bucks to the 3rd or 4th seed. 30 points per game, 9.7 rebounds per game, 11 assists per game, 2.2 steals per game, and 3 blocks per game. 62 and 10 first seed. Giannis is about to be so good that the Bucks won't even need to play all 82 games in the regular season next year, huh? I said Giannis is about to be much better next year. I didn't say anything about him putting up all-time great numbers like that, possibly the best all-around numbers the NBA has seen in this modern era. But like always though, don't forget to leave your answer for today's question of the day down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the Bucks Team STC, and I'm out of here.